Good evening and welcome to the live. Just lay my colours out. There we go. Let's see who we get. Hey, hi Tracy. Look at that gorgeousness. Just line them out. Okay, we'll just wait for a few more to come on and then I'm going to talk to you about these new ink pads. I hope you're all okay and you've had a fabulous day. Hi Jackie. There's Sandy and Pam. Glad I'm on tonight. Oh, thanks. Do you know what? I thought I'm going to do a live this week, and then I thought, well, I can't do tomorrow, and I can't do... So I thought, right, I'm doing it tonight. Strike while the iron's hot. And I'd had so many comments and questions about storage. I thought I'm going to do it all tonight and cover it all for you. And then I'll save this live at the top of the page so that it's there when people want it. Okay, so I'm just glancing down. Thank you for joining me. Perfect. Okay. I mean, I know I'm like spot on time. It's only smack on 7 now. But we can start talking about them. I'm just going to place this down a little bit lower. I've changed sides of the room because I've moved onto my big desk so I can get to everything. Because when I record on the other side, I've got to... looking forward to this. Brilliant. I have to keep getting up and coming back on this side to get stuff. So, yeah, that's just turned into my die cutting desk now. So, the good news is we've just had our stock in at the shop. So, all of these are in stock and available on the website, and they're $6.99 a set. There's 18 altogether. And if you... Like, I've been running workshops this week in the shop because we do them every other week. And the ladies bring their own inks and they bring the bits and pieces. To bring this amount of inks in a couple of little boxes is really lightweight and really transportable and affordable to, you know, to get 18 colours. I just think they're great for that type of thing, for carrying around to workshops, crafting on the go, and just general crafting, because they are really reactive and so vibrant, which is brilliant. I'm just going to read that one. Brilliant. That's great. Okay, so in each pack you get 3 and they're named a colour. So here are your greens. You've got purples, although you've got pink, kind of indigo and a purple. Then you've got blues, so 3 different shades of blue. You've got pastels, which is like a lilac, a teal, and a soft green. And then we have got the yellow, orange, and red, which is it's called yellows, but you're getting that lovely blend. And then browns, which gives you 2 shades of brown and a black. And to see those in colour format, let's start with browns. Okay, so we've got the 2 browns into the black. This is just blended onto watercolour card. And then here is like your inky pickup from your heat resistant mat. So you can see that they, even for browns and blacks, they're a really nice, vibrant colour. And then the same, there's your green blend. I'm going to have to move that up a bit so you can get a better view. Let's... Ta-da! Into the yellows. And then you've got the beautiful shades of blue, the purples, and then the pastel shades. So a real nice array of gorgeousness. Oh, just beautiful. So they're the colours. And you know me, I like to make storage. So this is what I came up with. And this holds all of them. So if I just take the lids off. So I've got 9 in each box. And what I have done is done like a square swatch so that when I'm crafting, I take the ink out and I put it back, because on the actual bottom, it's got like a grid. I suppose I could put a colour swatch in there as well and put some double-sided tape on and stick it. Hi, Donna. Brilliant, you found me. You could put some tape on there and put a little swatch in the bottom so that you can definitely pop it back in the same place. But there's no rules. Obviously, you could just jumble them all up and put them in a plastic tub if you wanted to. It really doesn't matter, and it's just down to you and how you want to store them. There's like a ridge down there, so they're quite airtight. Once the lid is on, it keeps them really kind of protected, and they are very juicy. So brilliant for all of your techniques. So to start off with, if you wanted to make boxes like this, I thought I would tell you the measurements and show you how to make it, because it's not just a box, it's a double wall box, which makes the outsides really strong, because you are going to be putting these lids on and off all the time, and most of the time I just hook them underneath, you see, and then just pull them back off and put them back on, and it just keeps them together. So let's move those out of the way. I'm going to put them inside each other and bring in some card. Now, the reason I have got these, I'm going to tell you a story. One of my ladies came in today to workshop, and it's her birthday on Friday, and she wanted to buy the ink. So she's bought them, and these are her set. And she looked at me, and I'd said about the boxes, and she said, would you make me some boxes? And she asked me so nicely. I said, of course I will, because she's going to be 91 on Friday. And I thought, what a lovely gift that would be. So these boxes that I make tonight are for her inks. And so I'm going to do it all nice and do the little swatches for her. And then when she next comes in, she'll have her little light compact inks to bring to workshop. So let's just have a quick check, see if we've got any questions. I think we're all okay. Paul's on, so if any questions come up, hi Julie, then he will hopefully answer them for you. So we'll start off with the storage for the inks, and then I will show you how I store my foams, because I do like to keep one for each colour. But then also I use brushes as well, so it depends on what you prefer. I prefer blending with sponges when I'm doing something like this, because if I want that real vibrant look, it just feels better with a sponge for me. So to make one of the boxes, you're going to need 2 sheets of card exactly the same size. I can't believe I've got ink on that. Oh, that's a fine old start. She's going to have an inky box. 29.5 centimetres square you need it to be. So I think I already cut these. I am going to check. I did. Yeah, 29.5 centimetres by 29.5 centimetres. And then you'll need a scoreboard that allows you to make a box. Okay, so I'm using the Hunky Dory one. I know Crafter's Companion have got the big score. You can do it off a smaller board as well, but it's just whatever you've got at home. So I'm going to use the centimetre side, and I'm going to take one piece and butt it to the left, and I am going to score. Now that isn't square, Hazel. Let's just try it that way. That'll do. I'm going to score at 2.5 and 5 on all 4 sides. 2.5 and 5. 2.5 and 5. I wonder, have you all had lots of trick-or-treaters? This is our first Halloween here, and I've just put a basket of sweets outside the front door. And it's quite funny because we've got a Ring doorbell, so it keeps jingling. And then, obviously, we watch it back on the doorbell, and you can hear them going, whoa, Just help yourself, get the sweets. It's fabulous. So that's going to be my box lid. I'm going to move that to one side, and then I'm going to bring in the second piece, but this time I'm going to butt it to the right hand side. Now on this particular board, the measurements are across the top, so you just have to reduce it by 2.5 and 5. So I would score at 27.5 and 25, and I would do that on all 4 sides. Just make sure that it's butted right up. $27.5 and 5. Now, one thing I will say, for the box base, which we're going to put together first, because the board magically makes it so it fits under the lid, I would just pop this in your trimmer and just cut a slither off of each edge. And the reason for that is that when you fold over, so it's literally just a slither. When you fold the edge over to stick, it doesn't interfere with the base. So it's not an actual measurement, it's just, don't know why that didn't take any off the top bit. I must have cut it a bit wonky. I hope it works. Oh, it's all right. It's not. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Right. So we're going to work on the base first. This is the side I scored on, so I always flip it over and fold in and burnish. I don't know why I'm standing up. I don't need to stand up. So fold both of those lines. You can use your scorer to get those lines nice and crisp. Okay, so then with some scissors, let me just check the angle I've got you at. Right, there you go, that's a good. Okay, so in each corner you've got like 4 squares. You're going to cut up this line to that point, and then on this one I want to have like a little taper, so I'm going to just come in a little bit, and can you see? Then we're going to chop that outside away and that piece off there, and then we're going to mimic that on this side. Now what I will say is be careful when you cut it, because it will make a difference. I'll come to it when we do it, because I'm going to hope one corner does it and I can explain. And I normally stick mine with wet glue. But tonight I'm going to use red liner tape, because it's going to be quicker for me to get a bond. And what I'm going to do is just hold that close, just so that you can, if you have to rewind the video to see, you're making a tab here, so that when you pull that up, that tab will stick inside, and then these flaps will stick in. Okay, so for the red liner tape, I'm going to tape these little tabs, 4 of them, and I'm going to do it up flush to the fold and trim that away. 1, and okay, this is sticky. If it overflaps, don't worry, because when you peel the back off, you can fold it back on itself. So then flip it over, and now I want to tape the inside edge of all of these 4. So that's one. Give them burnish down. Okay. So then I'm going to take the backs off all of these 4 corners. Now this one was the one that had got the tape hanging over. Just fold it back on itself. And okay, I'm going to stand up to do this just so that you can see. And I'm just going to raise that up slightly. So this tab goes inside, and you bring that up and stick that like so. And just go around and do all 4 corners. Being careful that you get a good angle, like so. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the backing off of 2 sides, opposite sides, and these are the ones that are going to go down and cover the 4 tabs. So just bend it down, rub it along, and rub it along. And then use your tool to really just burnish in them creases. And then we're ready to do the remaining 2. And that is as simple as it is. That gives us our box base. Just going to get rid of me rubbish because I'm being ever so tidy today. I promised myself. Okay, so let's just make sure we're all okay. That's good. So that's the box base. We're going to do exactly the same. So that's the side I scored on. Turn over. Burnish them down. She's going to love these boxes. Okay, so then cut our corners. Is the light okay in here for you? Hopefully, yeah. Okay, so cutting up this line, angling this one to that point and chopping them 2 away. This is a brand new pair of scissors. I've already got them sticky. Okay, and the last one. They're super quick to make these, and I find very satisfying because I just like to make my own storage. So then it's these, tape on the corner of these. I like to just cut a strip and then across the, so I do it tight so that if I put it there, when it comes around, it gives me a good bond on that corner. It's going to be quite sandwiched though anyway. That's the wrong bit, Hazel. It'll be enough. Where's that? There it is. Okay. Then flip it over, and that's where we're going to do our inside bits. Now, I know quite a lot of you have been making your A4 storage. I've seen for your Nature's Dream collection, and they are looking fabulous. It was quite nice because a few of the ladies from workshops had bought their collection in their folder this week, and it's just so nice seeing them flip through and getting what they need. Okay, so give them a little bit of a rub. It's easy to get the back off. So 4 corners off first. And we'll do them corners. So just get that nice, and this is the most important bit. I love the A4 and smaller folders for stamps. Brilliant. I didn't realise. Oh! Is this for all scoreboards? Okay, then, not for the Hoogie board, Sally, because that was like one of the first ones. Sorry, I'm doing it down here and you can't see it. That was one of the first ones. So if you've got a Hoogie board and you're making a box, you would need to just trim a little bit off of the box base piece and just make it as normal. But anything, if it's got, if it's a Crafter's Companion or a Hoogie, Hunky Dory, then it has got the box making facility on it. Okay, so I've got my tabs done. Now I will do these ones. So that bit of red ink that I got on there, I'm now hiding it. So you'd never know. That's those 2 bits. And don't forget, it's only the base that you need to trim that little edge off. It doesn't matter about the lid because it's perfect. Okay, so just go in there and get in them corners. Give that a burnish. And it just crisps everything up. Okay, now to see. Listen to this. Oh, the air. So satisfying. A perfect box. So, all I did for mine is I cut a square of card, and it is, I think it's 19 centimetres square. And I ink up, let's pull one out so that you can see, because we will be having a look at some inking in a minute. I just thought it was important that we look at the storage. So you can ink your design on there, stamp on there. Is there a video for the teardrop ink storage, Hazel? Oh, just drop me pin over. Okay, so at the top of this page, under the featured section, the measurements for the teardrop storage are there. It's exactly the same technique as what we've just done there, making the double wall box. The only difference is in the teardrop ink ones, I've made like a little ridges to keep the inks. Let me get one. To keep the inks in place. Can you see, like, we've got these little lines? So it's exactly the same with the double wall. And the measurements are at the top of the page under featured. Hope that helps you, Donna. I'm just, look at me, I can't multitask. I'm just reading back through the comments. Don't worry. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So We can decorate this, we absolutely can, but all I'm happy about now is that I've made my lady her 2 boxes for her inks. I've cut the 2 pieces ready for the front to decorate them, and we will come to that. But what I'm going to just show you now is this piece, because this bit of card here measures, so it's 30.5 centimetres, which is actually, you'd need a 12 by 12 sheet of card, and that is the dimension of it, of one edge. And on the other edge, you're going to cut it down to 25.5, okay? And then you would score it. I've got ink on this one as well. Ugh. Score it at 14.5 and 16. So it measures 30.5 centimetres by 25.5, and you're scoring at 14.5 and 16. And that gives you, and this is just if you want to make a little storage to store your domed foams, because underneath each one is a little Velcro spot and a colour swatch and swatches on the other side, just to keep them so that they all look pretty. And then what I did to make it easier is I cut 6 pieces of card. Now these measure 4 centimetres by 14. And I've gone along, did I score them all? And I've scored at 4, 8 and 12. And that is just to give me a guideline. And I'll do one just to show you what I did, and then I think it'll be quite clear. In fact, yeah. So when I've swatched it, I would stick it on here, just leaving a little gap between each one. Get them all stuck in like this. Then I would take the foam and ink it up. Where's the proper colour? Let's just show you. I take my ink pad, get a stick, ink it up. Just pop it on there and press down and squidge left to right, and it gives you a perfect circle. And I would recommend doing that and letting them dry a bit and sticking them in. And then this little panel at the end, you can write what set it's from, just if you want. You don't have to, but that's what I've done. And then once you've stuck them inside your folder, I would highly recommend sticking a sheet of acetate over it and then sticking on your little Velcro dots. You only need the rough side of the Velcro. You'd stick your dot on top of the acetate, and then your little foam pad will grip to that, and that will all stay clean and pristine, not like mine, because I didn't put the acetate on, but I did put the acetate on this side. So if my foams are inky still and it shuts, it's only going to get this bit dirty that I can wipe clean. So that was my idea behind that. And I did also make one for the mini ones as well, because I just thought it was cute. Mini ones are handy for stenciling and stuff like that. So that's all. I think that's all the housekeeping done. I hope I've given you all the measurements, and I hope that has helped you all. Yeah, so I might actually continue and make that for my lady. Okay, so let's do some inking, shall we, and see how they perform. So I'm going to grab just a piece. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to do it on the front. I'm going to do it on a box front, because then when I've made it, I can stick it on the box. The mini ones are so cute. And look, in the set, you get a set of 3 like that, and then you get 6 foams in a set. like that. And then on the bigger ones, you get a purple one, a blue one, and a pink one. Fabulous. I can't remember what the prices are, but we've got them on the website. I'll keep them out because I'll be using them. So the hardest bit is choosing the colours. So I'm going to clear myself some space and move them inks. I didn't just chuck them. I'm going to put my inks in front of me because it just means that I can get to exactly what I want to get to. And then I have these open at the side so I can dip in and get what I need. Get myself some sticks. Now then, I'm going to start with this colour. And this is from the pastel set. So I look down there, grab that off. Now, if I just put this on here, look how juicy it is. These are packed with ink. They're fabulous quality. I know that that's wasteful, but I'm just going to wipe that up so it doesn't go everywhere. Now, I have made myself a little mask set. Now, it's just a bit of Mylar, and these circles are from Julie Hickey's Circle and Sentiment Banner die set. I think that's what it's called. But it's got circles, it's got the skinny circles, it's got a big scallop circle in it. And these just cried out because they were just perfect, the perfect sizes. So I don't want a little one. I could have that one, but it's just too small. So I'm going to go for this big one. And I'm just going to start inking. I'm just going to hold it in place. In fact, where's my magnets? I'm going to double these because it makes it a little bit stronger. Okay. I'm still going to hold on to it, but it just gives me a little bit more time to... Beautiful. Now, normally I'll go random colours, but something's telling me today to do it a little bit more stripy. I don't know why, I just fancy it. So I'm going to go with me gut. So I'm onto watercolour card, and I'm getting a really quite a nice, deep, good coverage because I'm going quite heavy, if that makes sense. I've just moved my moon slightly, but that's fine. Okay. Now, there's no rules to tell me that obviously that I've got to stay in each colour set. I can mix and match. And up until now, I've always stayed in colour sets. So I'm going to go rogue. I'm now going to go into, because that yellow is really nice and zingy, I'm going to do some yellow. Ooh. You might hear a few of that. If I'm honest, I probably put a bit much green down there to what I want. So I'm just going to take that up a touch. Just going to shade over. What a beautiful transition between the colours though. Now I'm going to go into... Oh my goodness. I don't want to... Yeah, I'm just going to go really... Just going to cherry pick. Okay. So where I get an overlap here, I've got a bit of an orange tone. In fact, I might end up even pretty much covering my yellow. So I'm just covering this round. And just blending up a little bit to get a transition between the two. Okay. Now what I am going to do is come back to my yellow because I don't want to lose it. And I'm just going to blend over there and bring that down. So I've got yellow orange into the pinky red. Okay. And then go back to the red. Yeah, like that. This is like really zingy. Right, I'm now going to go into this purple, which is from the pastels. It doesn't matter about that now, so I can move it out. Oh, actually, don't, Hazel. Put it back, just in case. Is that good for you? Yeah. And should have enough room for one more colour. Okay. And what colour will that be? It's got to be blue. It's got to be. Now, in the blues, the last colour is like an aquamarine kind. Is that the right word? Colour? Yeah. Marine type blue. Gorgeous. Now, I just want to do a little bit more work on my purple. Come here. Just deepen it slightly. That's it. I mean, this is like proper zingy holiday. Love that blue. It's a gorgeous blue. It really is. The tones. Let me see if I've got something else with the blues on. Look at this one. That's got the 3 blues, but like this colour around here is the same as that one we've used. And this is my circle stencil from my butterfly and dragonfly collection with a baby wipe through. But it's just so effective. I mean, I've got a whole stack of different techniques there, and I will show you them, but I think it's more important that we just play. Okay, so now this bit in the middle, I'm going to cover the outside now, and we're going to do something in the middle to make it look a little bit moony. So I'm going to reverse the colours, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put a bit of purple up here. But on this, I'm going a little bit lighter. Okay. So it would be darker on that side. I'm going to have a lighter bit underneath. So it's that zingy green. I mean, just have a little look as you're going along, and you can go, oh, well, actually, no, I don't like that bit. And you can change it because there isn't any rules. And because my miler is quite thick, I will automatically get a little halo. And the ink pads are the pads in stock. Yes, Joe, they are all in stock and on the website. They are $6.99 for a pack of 3. And there are 6 packs of 3 in the collection, giving you 18 inks in total. So I'm just going to pop that there. And I'm going to come in for my black now, because this is where this kind of transforms everything. Look, I'm getting a bit, my pads are all over the place. Won't be able to sleep tonight. So, bit of black. I'm going to have a look on here first, and then I'm going to start and add in a bit of black. I'm going to go over, because on a moon it's a little bit cratery, isn't it? I was having a look up at the moon the other night, and I thought, oh yeah, I might try that. So I'm just going to be a little bit rough, bit cratery, bit darker on one edge, and then have a look, and I'm like, oh yes, this is looking nice. So I'm going to keep that in place, and I'm going to give it a bit of a spritz. Oh, look at that. Look at that crater. How gorgeous. It makes me excited. It makes me happy. Right, now another trick. We want this to stand out a little bit more. I'm going to pop this on there. And I can use that black. I'm just going in a circular motion. I haven't re-inked it. But I just want a little bit of a halo. And when you're doing it, you might think, oh, it's not going to do much. Do half first, and then have a look at it and see how it transforms it. I don't need it up there because I've got my darker bit there. Then you might think, oh, well, actually, I want that bit a bit darker, so you can come back in and you can really mess and play around with it. So now what I want to do is get some reactiveness on the rest of it. And to do that, what I'm going to do is protect my moon, because I'm happy with my moon like that. Now pop that in, and then I'm going to... So I'm going from a height, because I want some big spots and I want some little spots. Oh, look at that. Can you see that working? I'm going to bring you closer. Look at that already. Okay. Just going to take that out of the way so I don't get any puddles. Give that a nice hard press so that you're sucking all the moisture out. Are you ready? Oh, look at that. So beautiful. Now, I've still got the die cuts on my desk that I took with me. And honestly, every time I do this, it just makes me happy. Look at that. A few simple silhouette die cuts. How effective is that? Oh, love them. I love them. Of course, you can stamp on here. You can stencil on here. You can... Let's do some stamping on it. I didn't even bring my stamps over. I don't think I've got room on my big desk. Let's have a look. I really like that. Okay. How are we doing? Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm going to dip into my Nature's Dream folder, and I'm going to get, which has fast become one of my favourites. Well, they're all my favourites, but this one, I just keep using it. This one is called Behind the Scenes, and it's this one here. Okay. Now, I am going to ink this up with the black. I'm just going to rub it over, very random, doesn't matter if I miss bits, because this is the idea. And then I'm going to just show you on the back of it. If I lay that down, just touch here and there, I'm going to get this effect. And this is what I'm looking for. Really nice, effective little bits here and there. Still got lots of ink on there. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to protect my moon. And I'm going to do some there and there. And then I can think, well, do you know what? I've got a lot on my moon, but I've got none there. I can put it back down and add a bit up there. I'm not going to bother down here because I'm going to put some foliage down there. Okay, so I've got a little bit of something going on, another layer. Just going to skim up. I think Paul's still on. He might have fell asleep. Right. So that's the behind the scenes. Now the other large one is the Nature's Dream. This has got a bit of script, bit of grid, lovely coffee rings, and then the big massive daisy type flowers. No, don't mean daisy. Dandelion. I'm going to go for grid and a bit of script at the minute. And some of them coffee rings. Do you know what? I'm just going to do a bit of everything. Going to ink it all up. I'm not going to use it all, but I am going to ink it all up. And I'm just going to use different bits for different bits. So, where to start? I'm going to do some coffee rings up there. I'm holding it up. I've kept the acetate on there, on here. So I can just move it around. I'm going to have a little bit coming down this side. I'm going to have a bit of script going across my moon. I know. Can you imagine? And then a little bit more grid there. So you are in control of where this is going, because it's only going to stamp where you press it to. So that is that. Let's just wipe that up. You watch, I'm going to like this box lid more than mine, and I'm going to have to swap her. Okay, so we've got lots going on there, which is good. Now I'm going to move on to my little... Oh, noisy. Let's just use that little one. One of these ones. Let's have a look how they stamp and how vibrant they stand out against here. Because I'm not going to stamp everything in black. I do want some colours. So, because I've got the... Oh, maybe I should have done it that way round. And then, never mind. It is what it is. I'm going to go for that deep, the darkest blue. And I'm going to have a flower. Oh, yes. I'm going to cross those because I like them. I like them all. I'm going to wipe them. I'm going to be very good. Not wiping them on my hand. It's really hard for me to see the comments down here. So I'm going to ignore them. No, I'm not. I'm going to just swap that off for the other one. And I'm going to come in with this beautiful tealy one. And this is from the pastel set. It's kind of a similar colour, but it's maybe a little bit lighter. And this one faces the other way. So I'm going to have one there. And I will do... It's almost like I'm trying to do a second gen, but I'm inking it up again so that they're both as bold, if that makes sense. And then we're going to have some berries and some dandelions. That's going to be my fantasy field. And then at the end, look at me, I've got more than one ink out at the same time. Naughty. I'm trying to be really strict with myself. It's quite funny, actually. I'm going to go for red. I don't know if it's going to stand out how I want it to, so I'm going to try it. Yeah, nice. So we're going to have some berries in there, like so. And I'm just going to go across and fill this up with lots of different... Feel like I'm going to have a green one of these. I don't know why. But it's, I think, green. Yeah, okay. Look at me being good. Some of these, yes. And these are going to be, I feel a purple coming on. We'll go for this one. I try to go different heights as well, so you've got a little bit of everything. And then I'm gonna, we've had berries, we've had some of those. I'm gonna go for the grass now. This is where I'm gonna come in to my black. Now, bearing in mind, this is where I'd normally just reach for my VersaFine, which there's no reason why I can't, but I want to see the vibrancy of this black against. And actually, it's a beautiful, because it's a very delicate stamp. And I want to be going different angles, and I'm going all the way across here. I'm just going to bring this up so that you can see how effective. By stamping in the colour and then the black, it just gives you that depth. And there's one more thing that I'm going to do, even though I've just done everything that I've done, and bearing in mind it's all in these inks, so it's all still reactive. I'm going to take my black and I'm going to start in the bottom corner and I'm going to blend around. This is going to bring everything in. So I'm going to give it a really lovely halo. It means I might lose a little bit of my colour at the bottom of some of the stuff, but I think it's going to be worth it in a minute. And if you like really bright and zingy, you might not want to do this bit, but this to me, it really just, oh, I just like it. Okay, now, this is the exciting bit. I get excited about this. I'm going to get my spray and I'm going to give it a little bit of a spritz around the outside. I just want it on them black bits that I've just put down. It's just going to soften the blend in and just give it a little bit more. Look at that. Okay, so you've got just this extra around. I really like that. This is screaming out. This absolutely isn't going to be the top of that ink box, let me just tell you that now. Let's go in for... So, I didn't really know what... I knew I was... I mean, oh my goodness. I could just add these on as well, because look, that goes... Oh. I feel like, yeah, I'm not going to commit yet. I'll be honest with you, I was going to come home here, I was going to show you how to make the storage, I was going to show you how to make that, and then I was just going to put a quick little card together. But I've had a lot much more. I really love all of the colours together. Okay, what's it missing? What does it need? It's got to have a nice big dragonfly. I mean, yeah, it's got to. Okay, so I want to get it about here. And I want the detail to be in the background, but then I'm going to cut it out and get it really nice and bright. So, I've got to decide if I'm going to put them on. Maybe I don't. Maybe I have it there. I'm having it there. I've made a decision. This time, I am going to stamp it into VersaFine because I don't want the colours to run when I paint, or if I paint it, I don't want the outline to run. So I'm stamping this down because I want all of the detail around to be there, but then I will stamp it on a piece of card as well. And I'll just quickly cut that out. And I am going to go up to the lines and cut away the detail because I've got the detail on the background bit. So it means that I haven't got to be too careful. Just get that. Oh, my scissors stuck. I can still hear the little kiddies outside. They might be having a little party in the garden. And the little head. Okay, so this I can really get lovely bright colours on that I want to stand out and flutter up on there. So I'm going to go with, oh, well, we'll just do a mix. Start with my, where's the ink gone? There it is. I'm going to start with the zingy in the middle. Really vibrant. And then on the outer, I'm going to go, I can hear you, you're all shouting the colour. Shout it to me. I'm going to do teal. Really bright. Beautiful. Now what you could do with this, I don't know, oh, have I, could I be that organised? There's lots of, I could have just used the ink, but I'm just going to get some embossing ink on there because I want to do it shiny. And then I'm just going to pop some, make sure it is clear gloss. I've done this before and chucked white on it. That's it. Okay. And then heat that. Can you actually see it? Okay. I'm going to bring him up. Look at him. He's gorgeous. Okay. Make sure he's dry. I don't want to put a thumbprint on him. He's going to go on there. And a bit of glue. Where are you? Now, I'm sure you'll agree that he looks booty. Look at that. I love playing with them. I really shouldn't be watching you craft. I now want so much. Sorry. I'm just love watching you cut out. Oh, you said blue. Well, it was nearly blue, Julie. It was kind of the tealy one. Right. I think that that's finished, really. I'm not going to write anything on there other than if it was going to go on the front of the ink box, it would just look like that. And every time you go for your inks, I know it would make me smile looking at the front of your box. You know what's in there. Now, one thing I didn't tell you is if you want to put these little squares inside, they are 6 centimetres square. And all you would do is just cut that, blend it with the colour and stick it in so that you keep them in the, or you could jumble them up if maybe you want all your blues and greens and purples in one box and all of the others in another. So I would love to thank you all for joining me. I hope I have given you all the measurements that you wanted for the boxes. There's so much more that I want to show you with the inks because all I've done is blended them and sprayed some water at them. Get your embossing powders out, emboss stuff. Oh, I've got to do it. I'm going to do one more thing. If I can, you might be busy. You might need to go and watch the TV or, oh, Gosh, I've had a really good idea now. Oh, you see, there's lots of things. Right, so I'm going to grab a stencil. I am going to just... I'm never going to find it because I don't know where anything is in these drawers. Found it. I'm just going to whiz over here with anti-static bag. I'm going to get some colour. Some green. Dark green. Of course, you can stamp with these and then you can emboss with it. But if I just do that, I'll just do a little bit so that we can see. And then chuck your embossing powder on. You can heat emboss. So a clear pad will go over all of those colours and looks gorgeous. If you're going to do inky pickups, I absolutely would say do it from a heat resistant mat because you'll get the spotty effect like we did on here. And always go with the lightest colour first and then build a darker one and then the darkest last, because if you put the darkest down first, there's nowhere really to go with it. Painting with them, absolutely yes. Popping the ink down onto your mat and picking up with a water brush. You watch, I'm not going to be able to find one, and I've just had a brand new set sent me. There we go. So just picking up the ink, and it really, I'm just going to squeeze the water because this just goes on and on. And you have a lot of time. There was one particular piece that I did making your wood effect. You get real nice knots on there. We do need another live Julie to show more techniques. This one, colouring structure paste, because I've got my ink there. Just put structure paste in it, mix it in, and then you get coloured structure paste. It's just so much fun. All of these are little bits that I did on air, but that was just doing circles. I just love it. I just wanted to share that with you. So you can heat emboss, you can paint, you can stamp with them, because we did that on our background that we made for our box. Blend with them, flick with them, as in you've got your ink there, wet it and do your ink splats. That's lovely. And yeah, I'm going to flip this round so that I can say hi to you all. There we go. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I will do another one because I love doing lives, you know. Sometimes you just feel like you haven't got time to, and it just makes you happy when you do them, because I love sharing. So yeah, enjoy. What is it tonight? Bake Off and Married at First Sight. I know I'm mad, but yeah, I enjoy them. So thanks for joining me. They're on the website. Have a little peruse and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.